Alright, so it has been exactly 2 days since the last time I uploaded a video. Just want to let you know that I'm alright, I'm safe, nobody died, like in my family bloodline as far as I know. Ernesto was a thug, alright? I mean, at least he didn't make it to category 2 or 3. I wouldn't be uploading videos for like at least 2 or 3 weeks. Max. Currently, this is day 2 after Hurricane Ernesto. We have water, all right? I'm currently at my grandma's house because I don't have internet and I don't have power. So I'm over here staying at my grandma's house for a little bit, then go back to my house. We have water, which is important. I'd rather have water than light because I need to take a shower. Let's just be honest. With all that aside, I wanted to make a video about this because I feel like not a lot of people are understanding how big this is. Like, this is the biggest data breach leak in history. About 2.9 billion people's social security numbers have been leaked and are most likely going to be used in the dark web. Now, 2.9 billion people is a lot. Like, not just people from America, but also from different continents, different countries, different regions. On top of that, we don't know what they're gonna do with our social security number. All right, they could probably take your money. They're probably gonna sell your email, use your email. So you're gonna have to do the two-factor reset. What's the thing? The two-factor sign-in thing to like make yourself secured. Overall, this is a big deal. 2.9 billion people may have had social security numbers or their financial data compromised. What it means for you. About 2.9 billion people may have had their personal financial data compromised, a lawsuit alleges. Quote, it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. You may be personally affected by a breach, one expert says. Experts say there's one best step to take to protect your personal data. About 2.9 billion people may have had their personal information hacked, a new compromised class action lawsuit alleges. If true, reports suggest all Americans may have had valuable personal information compromised, including full names, current and past addresses, social security numbers, and information on parents, siblings, and other relatives. The alleged April 2024 breach occurred when a background check company doing business as National Public Data, owned by Jericho Pictures Incorporated, failed to properly safeguard information it scrapped, the lawsuit states. The company provides instant search access to billions of records. Neither National Public Data nor Jericho Pictures returned requests for comment by CNBC. If this turns out to be accurate, then it would just basically mean that everyone's affected, said Cliff Steinhauer, I think, Director of Information Security and Engagement at the National Cybersecurity Alliance, a nonprofit focused on cybersecurity awareness and education. However, this breach may not be as far-reaching as reports suggest, said James E. Lee, Chief Operating Officer at the Identity Theft Resource Center, a nonprofit working to minimize the risk of identity theft. For example, if there were multiple records per individual compromised, that could reduce the total number of people affected. If other countries were affected too, that could reduce the number of social security numbers involved. In addition, much of the information leaked may have already been available elsewhere, he said. Now, I may be some idiot that makes stupid videos on my personal social media accounts, but I feel like if it's a big data breach, even though it's not new as this article states, it's best for people to be more aware of than letting this slide by. Quote, you're vulnerable forever. Massive data breaches are not new. A 2017 Equifax data breach was estimated to have affected half the U.S. population. In 2018, a Yahoo data breach may have hit all the company's accounts, or a total of 3 billion people. Still, experts say the news of the latest breach should put consumers on high alert. Quote, if it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when, Steinhauer said, I guess. I'd be surprised if there are many people who haven't been affected by a data breach like this already, just because of the sheer number of breaches that have happened that contain similar data. Consumers tend to find out their information may have been compromised through data breach notices from the companies affected. We've got enough data now to say if you get a data breach notice, there's a high likelihood that you're going to suffer an identity crime at some point within 12 months, Lee said. While it's not possible to directly correlate a breach to an identity theft, he said that the risks have no expiration date once your information has been exposed. You're vulnerable forever, Lee said. So what he's trying to say is that if this alleged data breach lawsuit is true, you could be affected to identity theft, as in the hackers could use someone else's identity opportunity to commit a crime and label you as the suspect of this crime, even though you weren't present at it. But since the hackers use your personal data to commit this crime, you could be at fault to this, which should be an eye-opener to the people that are finding this out. Freezing your credit is the #1 piece of advice. The best tip to protect your personal records is to put a security freeze on your credit records, which will limit access to your records, experts say. It's also the best first step if you think your data has been compromised. Quote, freezing your credit is the single most important thing you can do when you get a data breach notice, Lee said. The process can be done quickly and for free by submitting separate requests to each of the 3 credit bureaus. I don't know how you say this, which includes Equifax, Experian, and TransUnion. While freezing your credit will limit access to your credit records, it won't block it completely. The records will still be available to certain companies and under certain circumstances. The freeze doesn't just block bad actors. Notably, if you want to apply for a new credit card or auto loan, you may be rejected if you do not unfreeze your credit first. As you freeze your credit, you should proceed with caution. Make sure you're not clicking on a lookalike domain that purports to be one of the 3 major credit bureaus, I guess is how you say it, that could instead be operated by hackers, Steinhauer said. Additionally, do not open your personal records on public Wi-Fi, he said. Consumers can purchase additional protection through dark web monitoring services, which will let you know when your information is compromised. While that step can provide peace of mind, it's not going to stop anything from happening, Lee said. Consumers should also make sure they have strong and unique passwords that use multi-factor authentication, which 2 or more steps are used before access to an account is granted. Consumers may want to consider using a password manager, which can help generate strong passwords and store those codes, Steinhauer said. So yeah, freeze your credit with caution and unfreeze if you want to make a new credit card or want to receive an auto loan. And also, if this alleged data breach lawsuit is true, you shouldn't be using public Wi-Fi. And I feel like that's common sense to not use public Wi-Fi because you're going to be at risk to people that are going to be vulnerable to use your personal data and probably sell it to the dark web and some sites that cannot be said on YouTube, for me trying not to get this video demonetized. But I mean, of course, some people go on your own risk, and that's why it's important to have a VPN, which I wish I could have been sponsored, but I'm a small YouTuber. So yeah, I just wanted to make this short little video that I wanted to make and that I wanted to talk about for you guys to be informed of. I mean, since I have a large sum of my subscribers that are 18 to 54, which is insane to me when I checked in the analytics, please be aware and take these steps with caution. Again, do not use public Wi-Fi since this is still active of trying to get any more information about this. And with all that being said, I'll be seeing you all later with me talking about the new pandemic that's going to be happening. This is Wolf.Gray, and I'll see you all later. See ya.